Many Glacier. It's day 3 now of this 5-day trip to Glacier, and it has been amazing. The photography has been pretty good. Light has been squashed by the clouds the last couple of days, but I think that's going to be changing. We got a clear forecast on the horizon starting this evening. Last I left you was on the shore of Two Medicine Lake for a sunrise. That was yesterday. And the rest of the day, the afternoon, my friend Corey and I went for a hike here in Many Glacier and then just looked for wildlife all day. And boy, did we see it. I think we saw 10 bears, half grizzly, half black bear, and 3 moose, 2 moose, a couple of bighorn sheep, a couple of mountain goats. It was just a wildlife day. I got a couple incidental shots that were kind of cool. The atmosphere in the park the last couple of days has just been phenomenal. The clouds are right about mountain level, just come in and out of the mountains, shrouding the peaks and revealing parts of them at a time. And I got a shot of Swiftcurrent Lookout that I really like, where the lookout kind of looks like it's just up in the heavens. And then the sunset was a sleeper last night. It looked just like it was gonna get snuffed out and I had to drive back along the reservoir, leaving Many Glacier. Boom, spectacular colors. We did stop and I took a shot from the road. Nothing great, nothing to write home about, but it was just an amazing, amazing sunset. So I ended up scouting for a few hours, which took me up and around the hills behind Many Glacier Lodge. It was great. I found a lot of interesting things, but nothing that really featured the mountain very well. The lodge got in the way and the reflection was totally lost. And then the lake went glass again, and I am a sucker for a reflection, especially for Grinnell Point. It is such a dominant peak and so close that the reflection and the peak itself feature very prominently in the frame and work really well as a main subject. What I was looking for were elements that would set off the foreground, golden foliage, for example. And these shrubs are just beautiful and golden. And I was looking for something where there was a visual relationship between the foreground, middle ground elements and the peaks and the mountains and the sky, where it's not just plopped in there, it's not just set in there arbitrarily, but where there's some pointing or leading or framing going on, so that there is a visual reason for those things to be there in terms of creating a photograph where the viewer's eye is directed a little bit through the frame and has places to rest and places to move to, following the invisible lines that the leaves are pointing in. So I found such a place. It's more of a framing, leading line element here, where the shore curves sinuously out towards the peak, with these golden shrubs right in the foreground. They're really, really pretty. Then I looked for a spot where I could place the reflection of Grinnell Point in between a few sprigs. Oh. There's a bear. Big black bear. There's a black bear. Walked up, it's about 100 feet away. Wow. It's going up the hill. It's beautiful, just a jet black coat. Wow. That's the 12th bear I've seen in the last 30 hours. Nuts. The ideal lighting situation for this actually just happened. It could happen again and it would be even better because the sun will be a little lower in the sky, but the sun popped through the clouds for a second and backlit all these shrubs and the aspens over here, which was just perfect. It was so pretty. It's kind of the dream lighting scenario. It just brought them to life. It elevated their place in the frame. It's all about the light. Oh yeah, here we go. This might be the moment right now. This might be the ticket. Yes. This is it. This is the light. I think this is gonna be what makes the shot. Yeah, it's just so set off by that backlighting. These leaves just glow and give so much depth to the scene. Wow. There's gonna be a lot of options for this scene at the end of the day. We got the backlit version of these shrubs, and then we have the light skimming, the crepuscular rays skimming past in front of Grinnell Point, and then hopefully some sunset colors too. Wow. I'm running out of batteries on everything right now, so I'm gonna turn the GoPro off and come back. Look at this. This is amazing. So I switched compositions. I really liked what I shot when it was backlit. That worked really well. And I decided I didn't think it was worth committing to it for the sunset light, and changed compositions to better utilize the light that's happening right now. But some crazy things happened. Some bears ran past me. So I didn't get any footage of it. A few minutes ago, I noted that a black bear was on this hill about 50 feet away from me, and it went up and over the hill, no problem. And then I was standing so focused in the shot, and someone starts yelling at me, "There's a bear!" And sure enough, there's a sow and 2 cubs that came walking on this road right past me, probably about 10 feet away. I yelled at the bears and worked my way up the hillside just to get out of her way. She was on a mission with her cubs down this road, and sure enough, she didn't want anything to do with me. She just kept going and moved down the shoreline. It was crazy. This has been the wildest hour of photography I think I've ever had. 3 bears, crazy dramatic lighting that's ever changing. It's really, really exciting, super fun. I'm gonna keep shooting this. Wow, what an amazing night. Truly so exciting. The bears, the light, the reflection, this is perfect. Well, that's it for the light tonight. The next time you'll see me in this vlog will be tomorrow morning in Many Glacier for sunrise. Here's the images from tonight. Good morning. I hope you can hear me over the sound of the waterfall. I'm at Swiftcurrent Falls, maybe 100 yards from where I was last night at Swiftcurrent Lake, shooting that epic sunset, that epic berry sunset. So many bears running around. It's a lovely morning. The clouds totally cleared out last night. Arrived here at this point with stars and just a cloud or 2 in the sky. So I have a composition queued up here with the falls in Grinnell Point. I'll show you what I'm working on. It all starts with Grinnell Point, really. And the idea that it's gonna catch first light. It's gonna be orange glow at the top of the peak here because there are no clouds on the horizon. I suspect we're gonna have that happen. So I started with that and thought, okay, I want to get the falls in here. So I scouted around this area this morning and yesterday, and I didn't really find an angle that worked because I really like this cliff face and this tree right here, which might be hard to see. It'll show up on a big photograph. This tree right here, and I wanted both of those elements, the waterfall and the tree, as kind of a middle ground. And I tried using them as a foreground, especially the base of the waterfall here, but the angle is wrong on Grinnell Point. And once you get over to this section where you can actually reveal Grinnell Point and get the waterfall and the tree, there's no rapids or any interesting visual things happening in the water. So I opted to find some rocks to place in the foreground as just some foreground interest to give this image a bit more dynamics visually. And so I placed those in a way that's kind of weighted right and left, and then leaving space for the waterfall reflections to come in right here. It's a very visually complex scene, and I'm not sure if that's going to translate to a photograph if there's just too much going on. But I'm here, I'm committed to it. Just going to keep taking frames through sunrise and see what works out.